Vanakkam friends, Dr. Vanangamudi of Trinity Cultural Academy Coimbatore welcomes you for my presentation on plant breeding part 4, which comes under the plant science. The topic for presentation is plant breeding methods with respect to self-pollinated crops. The agricultural and horticultural graduates who will appear for ICAR competitive exams like All India Entrance Examination for Agriculture for PG Admissions 2021, ICAR 2021 Agriculture Research Service, National Eligibility Test, Senior Technical Officer, that is T6 grade, IBPS, that is Institute of Banking Personnel Selection for Agriculture Field Officers, and PG entrance examinations of all state agriculture universities, central agricultural universities, and deemed universities, including private agriculture colleges. You can reach me or contact me over mobile, and this is also the WhatsApp number at 9894904745. You can also reach me by mail vanangamudi.tnau@gmail.com, and you can also visit my website Trinity Cultural Academy, as well as watch the videos which are uploaded in the Trinity Cultural Academy YouTube. Let us now go to the topic. Before that, I want to emphasize that the PDF link is given in the description of this video. You can download and get benefited. And let us discuss on achievements in plant breeding and the developing more efficient genotypes, that is DGO gen in rice and Norin 10 in wheat. And this DGO gen was identified by Taiwan farmer to release Wonder Rice IR8, that is a cross between PETA and DGO gen. And regarding the Norin 10, there is a Japanese wheat variety. This is also a dwarfing gene, and it is introduced by Nobel laureate Norman Borlaug in 1960. And breeding of Mexican dwarf wheat varieties like Kalyan Sona, Sabarmati Sonara by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who is the father of Green Revolution. And also it improves the crop improvement, helps in improving the polyunsaturated fatty acid content in oil seeds. And the first high yielding rice of Tamil Nadu, ADT 27, that is a cross between Indica and Japonica cross derivative. The pearl millet male sterile line TIFT 23A, developed by Burton and his co-workers at Difton, Georgia, used to release hybrids HB1 and HB4. The sorghum combined Kafir 60A, introduced to India, that is used to release the first hybrid CSH1, that is coordinated sorghum hybrid 1, and it is a cross between the CK60A and IS84, that is released in 1970. GH Shull developed hybrid maize in 1908. Nobilization in sugarcane was done by C.A. Barber and also Venkat Raman. Now let us see the plant breeding methods one by one. First one is plant domestication. This is a process of bringing wild species under human management, and there is a changes in plant species under domestication, such as the elimination of reduction in shattering of pods and also spikes, elimination of dormancy, and there is a decrease in the level of toxins like the bitter principles of cucurbits. Cultivated plants showed altered tillering, branching and leaf characteristics, and in case of cereals and millets there is a decrease in plant height, as well as jute and sugarcane there is an increase in the plant height. And in cotton and red gram, the life cycle, the duration of the crop is being shortened by crop improvement, and there is an increase in size of grains and fruits by crop improvement, and the economic yield is also increased, and asexual reproduction has been promoted in the case of sugarcane and potato. This is the plant domestication. Now the plant introduction. Taking a genotype into a new environment where they are not at all grown before. So introduction of plants from a foreign country is called foreign introduction, also named as exotic collection. Introduction from one state to another is indigenous introduction or indigenous collection. And there are two types of introduction. One is the primary introduction and this is secondary introduction. Primary introduction, the variety is released for commercial cultivation without any alteration in the original type, genotype, if it is well suited to the particular environment. The best example, wheat varieties like Sonora 64 and Negma Rojo. And semi-dwarf varieties like TN1, IR8 and IR36, these are all introduced directly without any modification of the original genotype. Whereas in the secondary introduction, the selection procedure is effected to isolate superior variety, or it is hybridized with local varieties to transfer one or few characters. The classical examples are Kalyan Sona and Sonalika wheat varieties that are being selection from materials introduced from CIMMYT, Mexico. And now see the procedure of introduction. We have to procure the material, the genetic material, and should be routed through NBPG or New Delhi. And there must be a quarantine to isolate the materials to prevent spread of diseases and pests, and should be catalogued like entry number, name of species, variety and place of origin. If it is exotic collection, it is prefixed as EC, and indigenous collection, it is prefixed as IC, and if it is indigenous wild collection, it is prefixed as IW. And then the material should be evaluated to assess the potential performance of new introduction, and that is followed by acclimatization, and that is nothing but the adoption of a variety to new environment, and this can be determined by the mode of pollination, a range of genetic viability present in the original population, duration of life cycle of the crop. And finally, the selection should be multiplied and distributed and released as varieties are then distributed. Then now we can concentrate on the breeding methods that are being used for self-pollinated crops in this presentation. The first method is selection. This is to isolate desirable plant types from a population. And here the progeny test is done, and the progeny test is nothing but the evaluation on performance of the progenies. And the second method is pure line selection. It is a progeny of single homozygous self-pollinated plant The procedure involved are selection of individual plants from local variety, then the visual evaluation of individual plant progenies, nothing but the phenotypic observation. Then you conduct the yield trials like primary yield trial, replicated yield trial, and so on and so forth. That will be explained in other details. And the procedures, first step, we have to collect minimum of 200 and maximum of 3000 plants from the population, and that has to be raised in the first year, and seeds are harvested separately, the individual plant wise. Then in the second year, the individual plant progenies are grown and undesirable progenies are rejected and superior progenies are harvested again separately. It should not be bulked. In the third year, remaining progenies, that is a superior progenies, have to be brought to the preliminary yield trial, and here also the inferior progenies are rejected. Then it will go to replicated yield trials that should be conducted in several locations. Here also the inferior progenies are selected, and here we have to look into for disease resistance and also quality tests. These are to be evaluated at this stage. Then the best progeny is selected as a variety and seed is multiplied and distributed. And the merits regarding this pure line selection, it achieves maximum possible improvement over the original variety. The pure line is extremely uniform. It can be easily identified by the seed certification officers. And in the case of demerits, do not have wide adaptation. Breeder has to devote more time for this pure line selection. The third one is mass selection. It is nothing but the mixing of seeds of large number of plants of similar phenotype. The steps involved, the procedure involved in the first year, the minimum of 200 to maximum of 2000 plants having similar superior phenotypes are selected and harvested separately. The progenies are grown in the second year, and here also select superior one and reject inferior progenies. And the third year we have to go to PYT, and during that the PYT is evaluated by using standard checks and select superior ones, and then it will go to multi-location trials. And in the year 4th to 7th year, multi-location coordinated yield trials are conducted in all the places cut across the country wherever the coordinated research project is going on. Then the superior one is selected and released as variety. Then 8th year it is multiplied and seed is multiplied and given for distribution. Merits: widely adopted than pure line, retains considerable genetic variability when compared to the pure line, and demerits is not uniform as pure line, and the improvement is generally less than through pure line, utilizes variability already present in the variety. Now we can see about the difference between pure line selection and mass selection. Pure line selection is selection, pure line variety you can get. Here it's a mixture of pure line. The pure lines are highly uniform, whereas mass selection varieties are moderately uniform, and the pure line are having the narrow adaptation and lower stability, whereas this is the variety released by mass selection have wider adaptation. Selection within the pure line variety is ineffective in the case of pure line selection. It is very effective in the case of mass selection. And the pure line varieties are easily identified, and it is difficult to identify in the case of mass selection. Careful progeny tests and yield trials have to be conducted in pure line selection, and larger number of plants are selected in mass selection. The fourth method in the case of self-pollinated crop is the hybridization. And hybridization is crossing up two dissimilar genotypes, and we have different hybridization like intervarietal hybridization, that is a intraspecific hybridization. It is a crossing of parents belonging to the same species, maybe the two strains or two varieties. And in this we can develop simple crosses by crossing two parents to produce F1. F1 is the filial germination, A is the female parent, B is the male parent. You can get F1 by crossing A and B. Then the next one is the complex cross, and it involves more than two parents to produce F1. Here the single cross hybrid A and B is crossed with C, that is a male parent, to produce the complex cross. The second hybridization method is interspecific hybridization. It is a crossing between two species of same genus. Co31 rice varieties was developed from Oryza sativa variety indica, that is the female parent, and Oryza perennis is the male parent. By crossing this, the Co31 is developed. And the third one is intergeneric hybridization. It is nothing but the crossing of two different genus, and the triticale is a crossing between the wheat and also rice, a kale cereal. The procedure involved in hybridization is the selection of parents, selfing of parents to induce homozygosity, because the homozygous parents only should be crossed to get hybrid. Then it has to be evaluated if the performance of the parent is not known. And the emasculation techniques or the crossing techniques has to be followed. And emasculation is nothing but the removal of stamen and anthers or killing the pollen grains of a flower without affecting the female reproductive organs. And we can see the different methods of emasculation that is being followed in crop improvement. The hand emasculation, by using hand you can remove the anther with the help of forceps. And suction method, suck anthers using a thin rubber or glass tube attached to the suction hose. Hot water emasculation, and before the descent of anther it is to be immersed in hot water. In the case of sorghum, and the temperature of the hot water should be 42 to 48 degrees Celsius, and rice 40 to 44 degrees Celsius. And you can also give the alcohol treatment, that inflorescence or flowers are immersed in alcohol followed by rinsing with cold water. And the another method is cold water treatment. It will kill the pollen without damaging the gynecium. In the case of rice, 0 to 6 degrees Celsius cold water is given to kill the pollen. And there is a genetic emasculation using the gametophytes that is used to eliminate the necessity of emasculation. There is a spelling error, I am sorry. Then after emasculation, to prevent the contamination, the emasculated flowers has to be bagged, and after that you should be tagged with the date of emasculation, date of pollination, and also the parentage. And the next day morning or the pollination should be done by collecting the pollen from the male parent, and it has to be tested on the emasculated the flowers of the female parent. And after emasculation, necessarily it has to be bagged. The pollinated flowers has to be bagged to prevent genetic contamination. Then at maturity, the seeds are harvested, separated, threshed, and stored safely at safer storage environment. Then fifth method is pedigree method. It is nothing but the description of ancestors of an individual to develop pure line varieties. That is the pedigree method. The procedure involved in the first year, we have to select the parents and they are planted in a crossing block and the crosses are made. That is done in the first year. In the second year, about 15 to 30 seeds are space planted and the seeds are harvested in bulk. Whereas in the previous methods, the seeds are harvested individually. Here it should be harvested in bulk. Then in the third year, about minimum of 2000 to 10,000 plants maximum are space planted using the standard recommended dose of spacing. And from this, about 100 to 150 superior plants are selected. And the third year, the individual plant progenies are space planted and superior ones are selected by rejecting the inferior one. And in the fifth year, the steps followed in fourth year has to be repeated. And in sixth year, individual plant progenies are planted in multi-row plots and superior plants are selected. And in the seventh year, it should be repeated as in sixth year. Then PYT, preliminary trials, are conducted in the seventh year and quality analysis are done by comparing with checks. And 9th to 12th years, coordinated yield trials are being conducted and tested for the evaluated for disease resistance, and quality parameters were also estimated or evaluated. In the 14th year, the seeds are multiplied and distributed to the farmers as a new variety. And the merits of this method, the well suited for crop improvement of characters, take less time than bulk method to develop a new variety. Demerits, the maintenance of pedigree records takes more time. Selection is laborious and time consuming. Success depends upon the skill of the breeder. Then, friends, so far we have discussed about breeding methods like plant domestication, plant introduction, and methods for self-pollinated crops such as selection, pure line selection, mass selection, hybridization, and pedigree methods. So, in this video, 5 breeding methods of self-pollinated crops were discussed. In the next video, that is upcoming video, the remaining breeding methods of self-pollinated crops will be discussed. Thanks for listening my presentation. Hope that the information of this video will be highly useful to you. Kindly watch my video, share the content to your friends and comments on my presentation, and kindly subscribe. Thank you very much.